started. Good. All right. So let's begin our practice then seated as we always do on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning. And we'll sit up nice and tall and bring the hands to the legs. Let's just bring the palms down for a moment so we can feel difference when we're placing the hands in specific positions. So we feel those differences. Let us feel the difference between bringing palms down and closing the eyes. Slowing the breath or watching the breath. Just watch the breath first. So notice how this feels to have the palms down. You might sense a feeling of being grounded. You might sense a connection with the body, hand to knees, and maybe even goes deeper than that, feeling a deeper physical connection. Let the breath just happen at this time, and just watching it, it will naturally slow down. And let's just flip one palm up, just one. Notice how that feels. Let's bring this palm down and flip the other one up. Notice how this feels. And bring this palm down. Now flip the other one up. And flip the other one up. So now we have both palms flipped upwards towards the sky. And let's be here as we continue to just let the body breathe as you watch the sensations. Now to get a little taller in the spine as you're here, pull up on the pelvic floor. Let the crown of the head stretch upwards. You might relax the pelvic floor but keep the spine lifted. And slowly begin to deepen the breath. As you do, bring the attention to the palms and really feel the palms as you breathe. So you might actually have sensation in the palms that is coordinated with the breath. So pay attention very closely. And keep the attention there, but let's shift into Ujjayi Pranayama, life force expansion. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, fog out. Mouth stays open, fog in. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils. Now a few more cycles of this, paying attention to the palms. Feeling more of your subtle body there, more energetic body. And now let's shift and come to our invocation today. So what we'll do is bring the palms together and bring them slowly together. So maybe you can feel as you slowly draw palms together some sensations in the palms themselves. Very slowly. And once you have the palms touching, notice how this feels. I'm going to give us our meaning, the meaning of Shiva mantra, which we'll be chanting in a moment. And we're going to just find one long Om, followed by the mantra, and then Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher, that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's go ahead and begin our physical practice. So we're going to meet today a little strongly in a downward facing dog. So we'll have palms down, feet down, knees up. And now we'll step the right foot. So we're in downward facing dog. Step the right foot between the hands and then walk to the left side of the mat and fold right here in a fold. Wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. And we'll clasp opposite elbows with the hands. Let the head go. Maybe you have a bend in the knees. And then from here, we'll pick up the head, we'll bring the hands down and walk over to the left. So walking over to the left, we'll find a downward facing dog from here. Bring the palms down, lift the left foot, step it back. Feel free to move and explore. And now from our downward facing dog, step the left foot between the hands and come back to the left side of the mat. Find a fold once again. Just release. See if maybe clasping opposite elbows with hands feels good. Maybe you want to take a different variation. We're going to take a clearing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now we're just going to make this into a little bit of a warming flow for our bodies. And this can be changed around. So let's come up halfway, walk the hands over to the front of the mat, bring the hands down around the right foot. And you can come into a downward facing dog. If that's not where you want to be today, you might come into a table posture and take a few cat-cows. But what we'll do is find this posture facing the front of the mat for 2 breaths, and then we'll step the right foot between the hands, walk to the side of the mat, take 2 breaths here. Now you might use this time to take a nice clearing breath each time you come to the side of the mat, to just feel the release, letting go. And that's 2 breaths here. Then we'll come up halfway and walk the hands to the back of the mat. And then we shift. So right from here, a downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths. And then you're going to continue. And I have a bug on my mat, so I'm going to save the bug and you're going to keep going. So from here, you'll go to left foot between the hands, walk back so that you're facing side of the mat. You take 2 breaths. Then you shift to the front of the mat, you find your downward facing dog, and you begin again. And just so you know, I took that bug out on the ending mantra translation. So we're going to go through one more time. And then once you find your way, you've gone to the left side, you find your way in the middle. From here we'll be transitioning to a seat. So you can bring the hands down, you might heel toe the feet so they're closer together, find the knees, cross the ankles, and then sit up nice and tall. Once you have found your seat, bring the arms out to a T. Squeeze the shoulders back, and then draw the shoulder blades down the back. Draw the low belly in just a little bit. Couple deep breaths. And from here we'll find a side bend. So let's bend to the right, right hand down, left arm up and over. We'll take about 3 more deep breaths. You might take that right hand away. You might look upwards for a moment, so feel what it's like if you take the head and look up. Now look down. And then we'll come up to center and rise. Bring the left hand down, slide it away, right arm up and over. You can look upwards. See how that shifts the trunk. Starts to open up spaces. And then look downwards. And inhale, rise. We'll take the arms all the way up. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. So from here, we're facing the side of the mat. You can face forward. It doesn't matter, but we're going to find our props, our blankets, our firm pillows, maybe our blocks. And we're going to take the legs out to a V formation. I'm going to bend the knees. So we did this yesterday for those that practiced yesterday's class. We'll start by sitting up nice and tall. Let the toes look upwards. If you're struggling to be here, even with the knees bent, if you're struggling, you're going to sit on something. Get the hips up a little bit. And then we'll bend the knees as much as we need to so we can grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. So just notice the shoulders for a moment. Round the shoulders and just relax them. Now bring your attention to the shoulder blades. And what we're going to do is pull the toes back, but push the toes back into the fingers and feel the shoulder blades kind of almost like they're like entering the back. You can really feel them as you create this resistance. And then relax the arms and then pull the arms in. Feel the shoulder blades draw into the back. Release and just continue this a few more times. You can inhale, find that resistance, and exhale, release. We're going to go a little bit longer, so just be completely absorbed in this motion. A little bit longer. But 2 more deep breaths. And then you can release the toes and just rise up. Now just notice if the legs can relax a little bit more. We're going to turn this into a fold with some support. So check in and see, what you might use, blankets, blocks, and begin to fold forward. Now the knees can stay bent, and just be creative. Give yourself a chance to just see, what is it like if I position blocks this way? How does it feel? Maybe you can take the trunk forward enough where the forehead, I don't know why I was using all 4. It just looked pretty. I don't need them. But you can have forehead to block. You can use the arms. So if this is just way too low, you elevate the arms themselves and then find the correct height. Just so that you can let the neck release and let the head get heavy. Now we're going to be here for a little bit. So you might find that this is going to change as you continue to breathe. In fact, you will find that. But you might find that rounding the back feels better. You might find that keeping the back long feels better. Just see and just be here. Let's say if you focus completely on the breath, I'll let you know how long you were there for when we've completed it. So that way there's no anticipation, there's no wondering. Just be in this moment with deep breath. Breathing so fully, feel the whole body breathing, and also allowing that when you're breathing, you can feel in your spine, especially if the back is rounded, you could feel in the spine, it's like a balloon tensing up, getting blown all the way to its max, and it's like that tension building up, so that when you exhale, that release is felt so much more strongly. If it's a half inhalation, you're not going to get the same kind of a release. So the inhalation, the exhalation depend on each other so that each one is fully effective. No need to struggle, no need to feel like you have to push yourself into a certain position. Just wherever you end up, be there, breathe fully, and the position itself will change. So about 2 more deep breaths. then we'll start to rise. Use the hands to bring the trunk upright. Use the hands to help the legs close back up so that we find our seated cross-legged position. It will feel slow going at first. So we were there about 3.5, almost 4 minutes. So note what that's like, and then we'll meet with the arms out to a T. Side bend to the right, exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Turn the head up, turn the head down. Come back up to center, exhale, side bend to the left. Turn the head up, turn the head down. Inhale, come to center. Reach both arms up. Exhale, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Now we're going to reach both arms up again, inhaling, and keep the arms risen, palms facing each other. Pull up on the pelvic floor. So again, it's like you have to go to the bathroom, but you're holding it. You're drawing that muscle upwards. Very interior muscle. And it's really important that it is strong, but it also helps elongate the spine. Now take 2 more deep breaths. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. So that muscle is used to manipulate prana in the trunk, where all the vital organs are. So now we're going to switch back over to a wide leg forward fold. So we can get there in different ways from here. You might roll over to hands and knees and then separate the feet, start at a forward fold. If you want to get there a little bit more dynamically and feel like having a little bit of a jump, bring the weight forward into the hands. And then when you're ready, lift the feet and separate them with a nice little springy motion. So that's just one way to get there. Now we're folded here, wide leg forward fold as we were before, but we've done some work. So let's see what it's like now. And we'll come up halfway, walk over to the front of the mat. So we're at the front of the mat. Now this time, bring the right foot down, keep the right foot down, bring the left heel down, left toes facing slightly to the left, and rise up to Warrior A. Reach the arms up. Pull the pelvis in. So there's lots of things occurring. So pull the pelvis in, see how that lifts the trunk, stretch the heart up, take the shoulders back and down. Let the palms face each other, draw the chin in slightly, sink in a little bit more deeply. Exhale, bring the hands around the right foot, but then walk your hands over to the side of the mat as we did before. Fold here for 2 deep breaths. And then come up halfway, walk over to the left side, back side of the mat. Plant the left foot, left knee's lunging, right foot plants. And then inhale, lift the trunk, reach the arms up. So we have the initial form, now we have to tweak the form, pull the pelvis in, stretch the spine up, shoulders back and down, front knee lunging a little bit more deeply. Say one more deep breath. Bring the hands down. Walk the hands to the center of the mat. 2 deep breaths. Now we're just going to change this back and forth, and we'll just take 2 full cycles total. So as we did before, come up halfway, walk to the front of the mat, plant the feet, lunging into the right knee. Inhale, rise to Warrior A, Virabhadrasana, letter Ka, and then take 2 deep breaths. Bringing hands down, walk to the side of the mat, take 2 deep breaths. Coming up halfway, walking to the back of the mat, planting the feet, Warrior A, left side. After those 2 breaths, start again. Walk to the side of the mat, 2 breaths, take your way through the whole cycle. Once you've gone through the whole cycle, we'll be meeting in a forward fold. And from our fold, let's come up halfway. You can plant the palms. Let's come into a wide leg downward facing dog before we go further. So this is a good spot for blocks. If you're going to try them out, then you'll just take them forward and take the hands as far forward as they'll go, with keeping the weight in the heels. So you want to feel as if somebody is actually like holding the hips and drawing the hips back, especially on the exhalation. Every exhale, feel like the hips are being drawn back, keeping the hands down with or without blocks. Clearing breath here. Inhale, fill, create that kind of like tension. Exhale, let it all go. Walk the hands in enough so that you can transition to seated. So if you want, you can heel toe the feet together, come down to the knees. If you want to reverse what we did earlier, you can bring the weight over to the hands, jump the feet up, cross the ankles, and then lower down. So we're finding this tall seat with the ankles crossed. Now change the direction of the ankles. So if you had them one way before and didn't change them, then change them at this time. Bring the arms to a T. Let's take a side bend to the right. Look up. Look down. Come to center. Over to the left. Look up. Look down. Come to center. And reach the arms up. Keep the arms risen, pull up on the pelvic floor. Now bring the palms a little closer to each other without touching. Close the eyes. Slowly bring the hands together. Exhale, draw the hands in. You're going to twist to the right. So sometimes I'm going in a mirror image today. I'm in the mood. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind, get tall and turn. Now check in with this shoulder blade. So, you could let this shoulder go and round for a moment, and then take the shoulder blade back, really far back into the muscles, and dig. Be okay with digging the shoulder blade into the surrounding muscles. This is where the tension is going to fade, is from that pressure. And we'll come to center, switch to the other side. Twisting to the left, right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Get tall and turn. Start to dig that shoulder blade into the back muscles. And inhale, come to center. Okay, hands to the knees. Now let's do what we did earlier by taking the legs out to a V formation. Sitting on top of something if needed. And then once you find a nice tall spine, grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. And for about a minute, we'll go ahead and do that movement again. We did that last one for probably 2 minutes. So drawing shoulder blades in, using the toes to resist, and then exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep going. Be mindful not to tense up the face. Okay, and then when you're ready, start to fold. Now you have some options now that we've done some work with the legs. You might keep the fingers where they are, grasping the toes, or you can grasp any other part of the foot that's available to you, but keep the toes risen. Another option is to be pushing the feet outward to get some outer rotation. Keep it going, because otherwise the toes going in, we're going to rotate the hip joints inwardly. We want them outwardly. And then you might separate the legs a little bit more. You might start to take the heart forward and keep some length in the spine. This time you might round if rounding feels good to you. You might find some support for the trunk. Again, you might keep hands right to the legs, but just see if you can get a little bit deeper than where you were before. And then intentionally relax the back of the legs. We're going to be here just a little longer. So today, a lot of focus in this specific area where we tend to be very tight. You know, in our hamstrings and our calves, and our inner thighs. So really allowing deepest breath possible to help release stuck energy in those places. It's manifests as tightness in muscles. Another deep breath. And then we're going to start to rise out of this one. And I didn't take note of how long we were there, but you could probably feel how long as you start to bring the legs back. Cross the ankles. Remove your props. We're going to be doing as we did before and shifting to standing. But let's find our side bends first. Take the arms out to the sides. Find a side bend to the right. Now maybe you have a little bit more space. You can take the arm further away. Come to center, over to the other side. Let's come back to center and switch to the right once again, and then this time move the head up and down a couple times. Find center, over to the left, move the head. Come to center, rise up, arms to a T, twist to the right. Come to center, twist to the left. Come to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Soften the jaw, the eyes. Relax the pelvic floor, bring the palms together. Exhale, draw the hands in. I'm going to bring the hands down in front. Bring weight over to the arms, and then however you come out of this, go ahead and find your way to the legs separated once again. And then this time, we're going to change some things around. So come up halfway, lengthen, walk over to the front of the mat. Plant the right foot, but keep the back heel lifted. And then from here, we'll rise up to a crescent lunge. So we're balancing. Now that we have less of the surface of the feet on the mat. Now from here, we're going to twist to the right. Bring the arms to a T as you turn the heart to the right. Circle this right arm down. Bring both arms forward and upwards. Sink in for 2 more deep breaths. Let the body be challenged. Exhale, bring the hands down, walk over to the side of the mat. Take 2 deep breaths. Come up halfway, walk over to the back of the mat, plant the left foot, keep the back heel lifted, and then when you're ready, rise up to a crescent lunge. So now we'll start to twist. So we are balancing, so if you need to, push the feet down and draw them towards each other to help if you feel like it's difficult to be here. Bring the arms to a T, twist the heart to the left. Circle this left arm down, arms forward, arms up. 2 breaths, sink into the left knee. Maybe you separate the feet, you can go a little deeper. Exhale, hands down. Bring the hands to the side of the mat. Take 2 deep breaths. Made those into clearing breaths. Come up halfway, walk over to the front of the mat, plant the right foot. We're going to go just a little further now. Ball of the back foot is pressing down, the heel is lifted. Reach up, arms reach up. On the next exhale, twist to the right. Now we'll wrap the right arm around the low back. Come to a reverse revolving crescent by sending that right knee forward, then picking up left arm up and over. So the trunk is reaching back, the right knee is reaching forward. That left leg is a nice support. Start to draw the right shoulder blade into the back muscle, so put more effort there. Now reverse out of this, arms to a T, and then swoop that right arm forward, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, walk over to the left, the back of the mat, plant the foot, left foot lunging, or left knee lunging, right foot with the heel lifted, rise up to crescent. On the exhale, twist to the left, wrap the left arm around the low back, inhale the right arm up and over as you sink forward into the left knee, but reach the trunk up and back. Dig the left shoulder blade into the back. Bring the arms to a T. You can take both of the arms forward, upwards, and then exhale, hands down, walk to the side of the mat, walk to the front of the mat, and now we're going to bring the left knee down. Left knee down. So this is a spot where you might need some blocks. We're going to rise and have hands to hips. Then begin to straighten the right leg. Flex the foot. Now plant the foot. Feel the foot pointing. Flex the foot and plant the foot. Now let's just see while we're here if we can take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, and squeeze the shoulders back. Foot planted or the heel planted, whatever works better for balance. And release the hands. So we're going to be practicing stretching a little bit more the back of the leg, but facing a different direction. And you can begin to hinge the hip, the trunk forward and stay right here. You might keep the foot mostly lifted and just focus, targeting the back of the right leg. But if you want to go a little further today, you can take the hands down and separate the left knee and the right foot, so that at some point you get lower and lower. But if you find the end point, you can bring your support to the body, to the leg. So you can have blocks underneath, you can have blankets, pillows, whatever it is, and just see if you can be here and rest to some degree. So you have to find that spot where you can still breathe and not feel overwhelmed. That's going to look different for everybody. you have options. You can keep the trunk upright, or you can hinge forward. If you have the left knee down and the trunk is fairly upright, just focus on that right leg. No need to worry about the left leg. If it becomes a worry, then you've gone too far. And let's just be with the sensations of the body. Keep responding to them. Maybe you, at some point, move the blocks away. Take 3 more deep breaths wherever you are. Now we're going to start to come out of this. So we can be there much, much longer, but I don't want to overwhelm the body right now. So we're good where we are. So you're going to pick up your left knee and bring it closer so that we end up where we can lunge into the right knee, bring the hands down, and then walk over to the side of the mat so that we can travel to the back of the mat. Your props, if you're going to be using them, bring the right knee down, hands to hips, trunk lifted, and extend the left leg. And so once we have that extended, we'll start with picking up the foot and flexing, and then lowering the foot and pointing. Go through that once or twice more. And this is where we kind of all go in maybe different directions, but we're going to begin taking that trunk maybe closer to the leg right here, taking deep breaths. Or maybe we start to separate and take that right knee further back, use the support of the arms, find support with props. So you might have something underneath the front leg and something underneath the back leg, front of thigh or back of thigh. So wherever you are, breathing deeply. I love this practice, this physical practice in general, because there is no have to. None of us have to look like the other. The point is that we're honoring our individuality and yet our commonality all at the same time. About 3 more deep breaths. And we're going to start to find our way out. So just for evenness sake, once you lift the trunk, have this front left leg extended Lift the trunk and take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back as we did before. And exhale, release. Bend into the knee, adjust. Let's bring the, we're going to come out of this differently. We're going to switch around, so we'll leave the forward fold and we'll just come around. So you're facing the front of the mat and finding a child's posture. Big toes together, hips down, trunk down, lowering. As you're here, let the head get heavier. And let's let all of the common worries and recurring thoughts, all of our the thoughts that we tend to return to over and over, just let them swim by if they come in. And go a little bit deeper into yourself. Go a little bit deeper into yourself. And take a deep breath in and out. We're going to rise up. Come up halfway, extend the arms, lift the trunk. Walk over to the right side of the mat. Hands all the way off the mat. Walk all the way to the left. And come to center. We're going to come to the belly. So when you're ready, rise up and lower all the way down. And we're going to rest the arms alongside the body and turn one side of the face to the mat. Roll the shoulders, round the shoulders. Let the heels point outwards. Relax. Turn the head the other way. And bring the head to center, forehead down. And when you're ready, begin to engage the thighs. So engage the calves, the thighs, the glutes. And then begin, like it's a wave, begin to lift the chest, the head, the arms, palms flipped upwards. Now maybe lift the feet, spread the toes. This is a locust posture. Take 2 more breaths. Exhale, lower, but bring the palms down underneath the shoulders. Bring the forehead down. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to hover the hands above the mat. So when you're ready, begin to activate the legs, the glutes. Then you start to lift the chest, lift the head, lift the hands and the feet. Spread the toes. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Draw them into the back muscles. Exhale, lower. Once more, same variation. Relax the legs first, and then go ahead and activate and lift. Spread the toes, relax the face. Now, go ahead and lower. You're going to either take a couple more of those same variations, one or the other, or you're going to find a bow posture by bending the knees, holding the feet. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and begin. So if you're coming into bow, you're going to kick the feet into the hands and stay here for 2 more breaths. Exhale, lower, and then final set. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. Relax. Bring the hands down under the shoulders. Push up and find your way to child's posture. Inhale, rise, table posture. Bring right knee to right hand, left leg slides back. We're coming into pigeon's posture for probably about a minute. So first find your little bit of a back bend. We were just in one, so we don't need to be here long. And then go ahead and lower down. It's going to help counter the back bend and also open the hip. Now, let's find about 5, 6, or 7 more breaths. And just listen to these sounds, listening to the harmonies of the sounds, allowing this area of the body to harmonize with the rest. Start to rise. Switch the legs. You might take that right leg behind first. It's a different setup for our practice today, wasn't it? And then when you're ready, left knee to left hand, right leg slides back. Releasing down. So as you are in your pigeon's posture, left side, just allowing like a sense that there's a streaming that is flowing into this left hip. It's filled with harmony. That flowing togetherness. Moving through the hip. Couple more deep breaths. And you'll start to rise and find your way out. Left leg moving behind. And then coming out of this. Let's cross the ankles and sit up nice and tall. Before we rest, we're going to focus on the neck, as we always try to do, at least most of the time. Bring the hands down. Circle the shoulders. Circle the shoulders the other way. And we'll find our little twist first. So twisting to one side. Twisting to the other side. Come to center. Let's come into a little bit of a deeper twist. Plant the right foot down. Draw the left foot underneath the thigh. Right hand behind, fingers face back. Marichyasana, letter D. Left elbow outside the right knee. Get tall. Press into that leg to turn. Let so much tension build up on the inhale that the trunk is forced to go back to the left. On the exhale, that's where you have the space. Twist to the right. And inhale, come to center. Switch sides. Right hand outside left knee, get tall. Exhale, turn. And come back to center. Okay, so now we'll work with the neck. Cross the ankles. Shoulders up, back, down. Drop the chin to the chest. Clearing breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let the head get heavy. And then pick up the head. Take the head back, look upwards. Bring the head to center. Tilt the head to the left. Roll the right shoulder. Settle the shoulder down. You notice how tight, you pay really close attention, how tight does the right side of the neck feel in comparison to the rest of the body, which we've done some good work with. And remembering it's not just about the physical body. When the body itself is loose, relaxed, the mind is more loose and relaxed. Let's bring the head to center and tilt the head to the right. Roll the left shoulder and settle it down. And then breathing deeply. Relaxing the muscles in the face. Letting all tension, all recurring thoughts, all recurring concerns, ideas, whatever they are, you just let them flit away. Feeling more and more a sense of just simply being here. Fully in the body, Fully in the heart. Bring the head to center. And then drop the chin to the chest again. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Bring the head to center. Take the head back. Bring the head to center. Drop the head down. Now take a big circle with the head. We'll go 2 times one way. Once chin finds the chest, 2 times the other way. And once chin finds the chest, shake the head out. Bring the head up. Cross one arm in front of the other. Hook that arm with the elbow. Just pull it in. Take a nice deep breath. Release, switch arms. And let go. Now you'll finish your practice. So, if you are ready to lie down, lie down. If you feel like something else would help you, find that something else. Maybe spinal twists, reclining, maybe happy baby or bridge posture. But just see how complete does the practice feel. And then you'll just slowly be making your way to lying down completely. And letting everything go once you are there. Once you find your way so that the body is now totally inactive and unnecessarily, like any movement is unnecessary. Any movement. All the movement now doesn't come from you. It comes from another place. Something else is powering the body. So you are not the source of that power. That source is beyond you. Our goal in yoga is to know that source. And so we can just be just listen. Just watch. And rest. Resting. Resting. really just notice again the body. Notice the breath moving through the body. Notice the palms again. We started by noticing the palms. Pay attention to the palms. Feel maybe the palms can sense prana. More sensitive there. Feeling that coordination of the breath and the sensation in the palms. And then begin to breathe more deeply. Begin to move the hands, the feet. And stretch the arms behind and find length. And then maybe knees in, arms around the knees, some rocking side to side. Finding your way to seated to seal this practice. So once you've found your way up, let's take the arms and reach them up. Bring the palms together, exhale thumbs to the heart center. Closing the eyes, and just for a moment, before we walk away from this practice, we want to really feel the meaning of this practice. Remembering this practice has much more to it than this physical transformation that we've gone through, which is really important still. It is so important. But feel maybe a transformation emotionally, mental transformation, a spiritual transformation. Remembering many aspects to this practice. And then remembering others. So remembering that while we want this for ourselves, it is so that we can be better for others as well, that we can affect others in very important, positive, beautiful ways that will give them peace. So we want to wish peace for the whole world, well-being for the whole world, physical, mental, and spiritual transformation for the whole world. And we'll let that be communicated through Mangala Mantra, followed by Om Shanti. Svasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahi mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you. That is the same light in me. Namaste. Thank you everybody for being here. Have a beautiful day. I can tell that my face wants a little warmth, so I'm going to bring my palms together and you can join me if you'd like. Generating heat and then bringing hands to eyes and relaxing. Thank you again for love you all. Mwah. I'm gonna play the bowls just for a little bit, so if you have any comments,